Welcome to the Dave Castro Weekend Review. Dave Castro makes a video every single Monday. I then watch the video live on YouTube, and you guys pretend to give a shit, but really just talk shit. And it's called the Dave Castro Weekend Review. And I'm live. Good to see you guys. Rambler. Janelle. Hello. Will he or will he not be late? I'm late. I was filling the bathtub up for the boys. One of them has a sore hip from jiu-jitsu. Or no, CrossFit Kids today. Got trampled by another kid. Kenneth Delap, hello. Manny Serrano. Miss Cook, just like one of your posts. I think you may have been wearing that exact same outfit in it. Aaron Fraser, hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. Omar Cornejo. Omar Cornejo. Good to see you. Wodify. If you'd like to use the Wodify QR code, you can save $400 over at Wodify. Wodify. Also, BirthFit is starting up their coaches course, teachers training coaches course. Didn't we have the phone number so it didn't scroll, like it just sat up there or something? What's going on? Paper Street Coffee. Gabe had some breaking news today. CA Peptides is now sponsoring the Dense updates. All the sponsors, everyone's happy. I just brushed with Matuthian after having a big bowl of brisket. Courting Orvis for sponsorship. No. You know the brand though? Really nice shirt. Last time I was in Arizona, Greg took me to the Orvis store. He said, "Get what you want." I got two of these shirts, a green one and a blue one. Having a cup of coffee far too late at night. That's a mistake. Dave Castro. What the word on the street is that Dave was really feisty today. Said it was put up 10 hours ago. Already has 5,000 views in 10 hours. 6,000 views. Holy shit. Let's look at some of the comments. Oh man, Hiller's already got a comment up there. Dave is learning titles. Cale Layman, designer PEDs, L1 test, 55 to 59 Isabel, drug testing. L4. Look at that. Bam. Happy laugh out loud. Happy learned how to put. Okay, well, I don't know what that means. You 100% need to review Cale's open scores. I'll send you a link to take the fucking test. I'm 57 and agree 155 is totally reasonable. At this point, 2024 years prior. Dave, just watched the clip from Abigail interview. The CrossFit Games Instagram put up you trying to share your screen. That video made me want to ask, you do know how to save a PDF? No. Stupid. I hope he does know how to do that. People haven't been able to sleep since Cale's open score. Man, a lot of comments already. Okay, so this one must be wild. Watching the week in review on Dave's channel is so much better than watching on Sevon's. Oh. What should I say back to this guy? Any suggestions? I need some more Paper Street coffee too. I'm running low. What should I say to your mom wakes me with a soft kiss on the butt cheeks? Seems a little forced. It's a E for effort. Oh shit! I should have worn my new shirt. I'll wear it tomorrow. My yellow shirt. I got my syndicate shirt today in the mail. The back and forth between Gabe and Travis is quite entertaining. Watching the week in review on Dave's channel is so much better than watching on Sevon's. It's a man holding a baby. Okay, you guys think of something you want me to write in there, and I prefer to watch your mom undress. When are you having Fee on? I actually wasn't planning on it. Should I invite her on? You want me to have her on? Do you really need to respond? No, I don't really need to respond. No, I don't really need to respond. Tell him kindly to eat several ducks. Served several ducks. Eat a duck. Oh, eat a dick. Oh, eat a dick. Several dicks. Yes, get fee on. Are you a vegetarian? All right. You guys ready for this? 14 minutes and 59 seconds. Big knot night and doses night with the kids. So let's get through this bullshit. Kiss me between my cheeks. Oh, that's nice. All right. I'm a carnivore. Sevon, how did you learn to identify what's actually important in life and think accordingly? Massive personal responsibility and accountability. Like massive. Like on a whole nother level. It's the only place where there's happiness. You have to kind of think, you have to imagine like, hey, what would God do? Like, is God blaming people for shit? They're blaming himself or worried about what he's doing. A great question. Reminds me of this clip right here.
Your son goes to the NFL, to the NBA. They make millions. Do they owe you? But you funded his basketball stuff growing up. You bought him his first basketball. You put him in these AAU basketball leagues. You're the reason why he's in the NBA. Does he owe you?
Your kids don't owe you for nothing, homie. Whatever you pour into your children, there's no return check on that. They don't owe you for that. They don't go up and do nothing for you. They don't owe you nothing. They didn't ask to come here. Your children are a result of your choices. They don't owe you nothing. You owe it to them to make sure they are better than you.
You know, this is the time.
He's saying you don't owe anyone. Your kids don't owe you anything, homie. Your kids don't owe you anything, homie. You owe them. And here's the deal. Here's the deal. If that's life. Nobody owes you shit. You owe them. Someone in here is like, I'd sacrifice anything for my kids. Well, that and then all these people are like, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. No, it's not even a sacrifice. It's never a sacrifice. It's always an honor. It's an honor to be on planet fucking Earth. It's an honor. It's an honor to be in a car accident. It's an honor to fight with Fee on the internet. It's an honor to fucking have a leg amputated. Everything is a fucking honor. And if you can get your head wrapped around that, that's the only thing that's important. You got to get your head wrapped around that. You're here. It's just all an honor. That's it. That's how I decide what's important. To work on the thoughts the thoughts that conflict with that, to watch those thoughts and let them dissolve. Hey, Sevon, Nick here from Kill Taylor. Are we ready to roll it again? Nick? I have no fucking idea who you are, Mr. Andre. I'm always ready to roll it again. This Saturday is going to be a problem with Kill Taylor, though. I was just telling the boys. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I got the two best, two, maybe three of the best kid jiu-jitsu rollers in the world. Isn't it crazy? Me. World-class pussy. I have three of the toughest fucking kids you ever fucking seen. They're going to go to the tournament this weekend and just ruthless. Sam's friend, bro. Come on, Sam. Oh, Birdman Sam? Is Sam Birdman? Sam? I take full responsibility for not knowing who the fuck you are or who Sam is. Oh, yeah. Birdman's always welcome. Are you cute? Yeah, Nick, are you cute? Great question. And are you signal? All right. Enough of this nonsense. Back to the show. What are we doing? Oh, Dave Castro Weekend Review. The subjects are Cale Layman, designer PEDs, L1 test, 55 to 59, heavy Isabel, drug testing, and the L4.
Weekend Review, Monday, April 14th, 2025. We'll start with the dart throw. I hit the board on the left side. Not a great shot, but at least I'm on the board. Last week I interviewed.
He missed the last 2 weeks. That's not bad. No, Mr. Souza.
What is he, like 1 for 4 now?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I don't know if it's looking that good then.
But at least he made it.
That's true.
Sports or what have you done for me lately?
Everything's what have you done for me lately?
That's a good point. Good point.
Dude,
It's an honor to have you here, Souza.
It's an honor to be here.
I don't take it lightly.
No.
You
Thank you.
being here, our friendship
Oh,
means the
thank
world.
you.
Means the world to me.
This new camera,
Yeah, your new camera angles.
that camera.
Oh, I didn't see any green. Zzz.
I know. I got rid of it.
All right.
I
Do you
don't
know how you
to-
got rid of it?
No. No.
The dart throw is gay. It's an honor to be gay.
Wow.
I love gay. Gay's the great. Gay's the greatest. I should spend a whole evening just learning to do Trump impersonation. I think it would take this show to the next level.
Definitely.
Abigail Domit. It was a fun interview. Really enjoyed talking to her. Second time I've talked to her because she qualified last year. This week, doing a little traveling, but I need to get.
Have you heard anything about this? I've heard some stuff about this.
I've heard nothing. Nope.
Okay, I've heard he's really feisty.
Ooh, I like it.
some affiliates again, and I will continue and interview the 2 male athletes who qualified from Mayhem Classic.
Who's that? Colton and Austin?
Yeah.
Okay. He seems very confident that they'll come on his show.
he was hanging out with Austin when I saw him there, and he's always been a fan of Colton. So,
Oh, all right.
I think they jive.
I'm going to jump right into comments. And
Well,
that's gonna
Colton and
take us-
Austin won't be on the demo team this year.
No, they sure will not.
the next 10 or 15 minutes.
Go ahead, speak.
At 77 Rock, Dave, is that how you decide how many reps to put in workouts throwing a dart? Yes, exactly. At Nathan Williams -J7C, on the Mayhem behind the scenes, you asked about Cale Layman expressing interest in him because he's an Army guy, which he's a cadet. He hasn't done shit yet, but that's the point. Now that it's been all but proven his open scores are falsified, are you going to show the same interest and get his scores removed by the games team? He graduated West Point. He's assigned to a unit. And I did show interest in that, and I do show interest in him because I know what it takes and I know what it means to actually put your hand up and sign up and go into the military. So that's a big endeavor. That's a big step. It's life-changing. And he has made a significant choice in doing that. And specifically, even going in as an officer and going to West Point, I respect that and admire him for doing that. Now that it's been all but proven his open scores are falsified, are you going to show the same interest and get his scores removed by the games team?
I don't think it's been proven that his scores are falsified.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Here are the facts. He went to Mayhem. He took last. Someone has to take last. No one's surprised it was him that took last. Fact number one.
Mm-hmm.
He did the workout in a gym. The owner says he didn't do it there. I think lots of people put that they did the open workout in different gyms. I know I did that.
Yep.
And number three, he hasn't spoken on the subject yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's been proven at all. I think that there is a demand, and I think it's perfectly in the right people's right to say, you know, I think it would be okay if the PFAA went back, got on their demands again, to say, hey, but buddy, we're tripping on you. Will Plummer, who took 14,000th in the open, beat you in workout 3. Hiller beat you in workout 3, just like getting off the fucking podcast.
Hiller's really fit and really strong.
And juiced.
Just saying. He's a fit dude.
Yeah, Hiller beat you in workout 5. Plummer beat you in workout 5, I think, at the Mayhem Classic. I know that's a bit of a niche workout, but I don't think it's been proven. All but proven.
In number 4 to your list, he showed up at Mayhem to do the things.
Yeah.
Like if I'm making up my scores and I know I'm not nearly that fit, I'm not showing up.
That being said, if you gave me $1 million and you said, hey, Sevon, if you want to win this $1 million, you have to bet on whether Cale Layman's workout for the open is legit, I would put it on not legit. These things can exist in the same world, in the same beautiful brain.
I'm putting it on legit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeshua. All right.
Ever since my Unabomber episode, I don't know.
Yeshua. Also, remember, Andrew Hiller doesn't believe it, but Andrew also doesn't believe Trump was shot.
Fair.
All right.
I've heard some chatter about that online. If there's a formal complaint or inquiry into it, which I don't think we have had sent to us yet, yeah, we'll look into it for sure. But at this point, I know.
What does that mean? A formal complaint? Like post something on Instagram?
a stern email from Brent. Is
Yeah,
that?
like
It made it up the chain of command to Brent, headed to HQ.
I haven't seen the footage yet, but I heard that on the mayhem behind the scenes, which I think is going to go up today, sometime tonight. There was Bryson had problem uploading it. I think his internet died when it was 90% uploaded.
I saw that
episode. You did. You're just watching it. And you're like, fuck.
It's like, that sucks.
The supposedly Roy said something to him on the interview, and we'll see, but along the lines of they didn't even meet the smallest, the easiest of demands by releasing the report that on Lazar. And it's like, hey, dude, like that's the demands came from a stack of papers on some random dude's desk named Brent Fikowski. Like, what do you mean demands? Some fucking Canadian guy fucking put in demands from some fucking little cubby he has in his house that he calls an office for them to do something, and they didn't meet the smallest of demands. Come on, dude. Come on, Royce. Just say sorry. You fucked up. And you have the emotional IQ of a fucking 15-year-old girl who's PMSing. That's it. It's fine. It happens.
From what I've seen, it's just a lot of chatter and speculation online. And hey, it might all be true. It also might not be. But at this point, not looking into it. And I still respect the guy for being in the military and signing up for the Army. And so don't have any regrets in regards to that. In regard to his open scores, if it looks like we should look into it, we'll look into it. At Prescott Segi, thanks, Dave, for the CrossFit update. Keep up the good work and be safe. And congratulations to Colton, Abigail, Austin, and Fee for making it to the games.
Colton, Abigail, Austin, and Fee.
Jeremiah X2V3B. Saw your name assigned to a squad for MDT Hunter Challenge in Arbuckle. Sorry you had to miss it. You planning on competing there next year? As to testing athletes, there are private labs making designer PhDs all the time. It's become a business for some chemists to design a PED for athletes that does not currently have any tests to detect it. So to the first point, I sign up for Arbuckle every year, but every year it just happens to be around the time where CrossFit, we're really busy and we have a lot going on. So this year I did sign up for it. I think I'd be able to do it, but then the Mayhem Classic came around and I had to go to that. So I'll sign up next year and hopefully I won't have something going on at that same time and I'll be able to shoot it because I don't like to travel for matches like that. And since it's local-ish, I can get out there and shoot it. So maybe next year. As to testing the athletes, our private labs making PhDs.
Is that weird that some dude knew that he was signed up for a shooting competition?
Yeah, but like I think it's all public and his name would stick out, right?
Right.
Especially if you're a CrossFitter. But one thing I'd like to note, maybe reading into it too much, but he said I had to go to Mayhem. Which is an interesting choice of words.
So this year I did sign up for it. I think I'd be able to do it, but then the Mayhem Classic came around and I had to go to that. So I'll.
And there was like a slight pause before it. So.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You think he'll go to Syndicate, NorCal, and TFX? You think he has to?
Mm-hmm.
We shall see.
We shall see.
I'll sign up next year and hopefully I won't.
Wilson Pock's cool as fuck.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna dig him.
I guess I'm just a racist profiling douche. I just thought he was gonna be an uptight Asian dude.
No,
who didn't talk.
No. He's cool.
Cool as shit.
Yep.
Yeah, cool as shit. I fucked up. I could have had him on for 2 hours. I just had him on for an hour. I could have had him on for 2 hours. I thought, oh, he's gonna. I don't know why I was so convinced. I was so wrong. I completely had it wrong.
We'll parade him through multiple times throughout the next couple of weeks as Syndicate comes up. And he's down to just like jump in and like give you some updates, 20, 30 minutes and also come back on and hang out too. So whatever.
Okay. Hey, is he a student of the game? Does he know stuff? Like, could we have him on an update show?
Oh yeah. He knows a lot of stuff.
He's like JR.
Yes. And he's got a whole internal of working with CrossFit putting on events.
Yeah. He was very respectful too.
He's very respectful. He's even in private conversations.
Mm-hmm.
He's very respectful. Like, I don't think in all this stuff that's happened, even when things went wrong, even stuff from last year, I don't think I've ever really heard him like disparage anybody. Even when there was like obvious mistakes that happened that were out of his control, and like you knew who screwed it up.
Yeah. I threw a little breadcrumbs out there about CrossFit not giving any money. He don't give a fuck. He's like, basically, he's like, hey, dude, I'm up for all the challenges.
Dude, I will tell you this. If anybody else had the same conditions that Wilson has with trying to pull off Syndicate, not just this year, but this year the constraints had 10x on him. Even last year, the year before, even fighting through COVID, no, you can't replace him because nobody else would do it. Straight up.
And you've told me several times you love working with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's super organized. He's very passionate. He's one of those people that just has like what do you want to call it? Like field awareness, kind of. He has like, he sees it from all different angles. You know what I mean? So even as he's putting together events, he's looking at like, okay, well, how much space does our media people have? Where do the people flow here? How will our judges get in and out? What will this look like as it plays out on the competition floor? How long do we have the audience in their seats? Like he's a pro at what he does. And he's been, I mean, when in SEALs where you see the guys that have their hands tied behind their back and then their feet and then kick them off the dock and they got to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Wilson, but they chummed the water and there's a few sharks out there too.
And he's still got a smile on his face.
And he's still got a smile on his face and he's still putting it together. And I will tell you this, like the team that is with him, their resources in terms of like funding, so making sure all of them get like taken care of and all that is at this point pretty much not there at all. And not one single person dropped out of it. So that tells you about working for Wilson in his leadership. It was the same thing you see when I went to Crash with JR. Like his people are just like
loyal.
They have it down. Yeah, I mean, loyal, but like it's not even the right word. I would say like they own it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they want Crash to be successful. Like if JR was like, oh, I'm not coming in today, they're like, we're still pulling this thing off and we're going to work there twice hard just to make sure it goes for him. So anyway.
Never complains, not a victim, Judy Reed. All right. Loving some Wilson Pock. Good to finally get to know him after hearing his name for so many years.
I'll have something going on at that same time and I'll be able to shoot it. Because I don't like to travel for matches like that. And since it's local-ish, I can get out there and shoot it. So maybe next year. As he's testing the athletes, our private labs making PhDs, making designer PhDs, all the PEDs, I think he meant all the time. It became a business for some chemists to design a PED for athletes that does not currently have any. Of course, yeah. So there's always been designer drugs that are above and beyond what a majority of the testing protocols can catch. But the thing there is, for a long time in our sport, I don't think the money was there where athletes had access to that. For some, maybe for some of the best and at the highest level, they were able to afford those. Not saying that they did, but saying maybe they had the resources. I think for the majority of those in our sport, they're not making the money or at the level to actually afford the designer PEDs. If they are, it's a massive. You need a lot of financial backing, I think, to get some of those or to have access to them, and you need to be obviously well connected. I don't think our sport's that big enough for a lot of the athletes to.
There is a person that I know. I personally don't think people in the sport are doing drugs. The vast majority of them. Vast majority of them. There is someone I know who I trust very, very much, who's told me a list of the athletes that have done drugs, and it's fucking wild. And he knows this group because he was big into drugs. And he talks about how drugs were stored in his hotel room at events and at games. And he's got just wild stories and the names of the people and the managers and agents that all know. And like, he's told me all sorts of crazy people who are fucking that he knows about. And this guy's is connected as they fucking get. So I don't know what the fuck to believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this dude's not a liar. And he's got no skin in the game.
Interesting. I mean, isn't it always going to be that and try to get a competitive edge? And then don't they always justify it by like, well, everybody else is doing it. So if I'm not doing it, I'm just going to fall behind anyways.
Yeah. Who knows? I do know that Dave and I fall on the same page that we think that the drug testing is legit. No one except for that one military guy has ever been protected, and that was like in 2009. And when he was protected, he still was kicked out and got the suspension, but we just didn't make it public because we didn't want him to get kicked out of the military. And other than that, no one's ever been. There's been no preferential treatment. Matter of fact, it's been the opposite. The stars in the sport, Tia, Matt, and Rich have been, and whatnot, have been tested excessively.
Right. But like to this guy's point, the comments point is like, hey, if you really dabble in that, I could find ways around that. Yeah. Right. And yeah. I mean, that's always how it's going to be. I mean, have you even seen the stuff with the food companies to have a similar thing, different context, is like they're now finding ways to make their food like work around the Ozempic drugs.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's always like whenever you have a rule, you're just going to have people that try to find their way around it and to break it. Like it's just human nature. And
if I was young and I didn't have the wisdom I have now that protecting secrets is the worst thing ever for your brain.
Yeah.
Then the only two criteria for me would to take PEDs would be whether I was going to get caught, and then second to that would be my health. Right. But other than that, I wouldn't care about money. Like if I was 22 years old or 25 years old and I went in to win the games and they were like, "Hey, the drugs cost $27,000," I wouldn't give a fuck.
Right.
I would find the money.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you want the competitive edge. And and here's the thing too, like these guys are doing it to like win stuff. There's thousands of people that do it just because they want to look a certain way.
Yeah. Or like they just want to feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's super prevalent, and it always has been in sports, and it always will be. So wherever there's a cop, there's a robber.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think most people who do the drugs are doing the math on it.
Yeah. There's some long-term risks.
Yeah. That part is interesting.
Yeah. The designer PEDs. That being said, if they are out there, and they're probably out there, it doesn't mean we shouldn't test at all. I mean, we still have to test, and we still have to do what we can with what we have. And so not denying that there's designer PEDs out there. Do I think some in our sport might be using them? Maybe. Do I think a majority or a lot are? No, because I just don't think the money's in the sport for athletes to be using those. At It's Joe 1986, Dave just heard Drago Dezarian's interview on Sean Ryan. What an interesting story. Did you ever cross paths or work with him in the SEALs? So I was at Team 4 while Drago was at either Team 8 or Team 2. Never worked with him operationally. I knew him. When I say operationally, I mean I never was on a platoon with him or deployed with him. Knew him socially. I don't know if he remembers me, but we hung out a little. Really nice guy. Crazy story. After I got out of the teams, or after I went to various different teams within the team community, and then out to the West Coast, I think I lost track with him. But early on in my career, we crossed paths and hung out. And super cool guy. But again, didn't work with him, or I wonder if he even remembers me. But yeah, he was a good guy. And crazy story. At Brooks Stillman 54.
I don't know the story, but what's interesting, it says Drago wait. Let's say
are you looking up the Sean Ryan show?
No, I just saw I saw something that says Drago Dezarian performed over 100 combat direct action missions as a Navy NSW. I don't know what that is. Navy SEAL something. He was a lead breacher while deployed in Iraq in 2003, 4, and 5. What's interesting is Dave was a breacher. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but he was a breacher on SEAL Team 6 and on Delta Force. And I don't know how many missions Dave went on, but there were days where I would talk to him. There would be like a 30-day period in a row where I would be chatting with him while he was working at CrossFit. Okay. And he was going on 1 and 2 missions a day. So it would be interesting. God, I wonder if Dave's ever one day going to crack. Holy shit. That interview's 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours and 9 minutes, huh? I think that's as long as one.
Wow.
Oh, we had Dave Ramsey on too. That's cool.
Who, Sean Ryan?
Yeah.
I've only heard two stories. I've only heard 2 mission stories from Dave. and I didn't even hear the whole thing. I just kind of was able to glean something.
Like piece it together. I was surprised he started getting into details there. I was on 4, he was on 2. Like,
yeah,
I was surprised. It's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you mean by he's gonna crack one day? Sorry, I know you want to jam through this, but I'm just
no, just
like tell stories or like
the 2
What do you mean?
stories I've heard are so fucking wild. And I don't get the impression that any night was more wild than any other night. You know, the SEALs do a ton of shit at night.
Yeah.
And then from the other SEALs that I was around, I heard another probably, 24 stories. And they're all just like, holy fuck.
Mhm.
Holy fuck. That's why I have so much compassion for any of like the shit talking about SEALs.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, dude, if you send fucking 12 dudes out with machine guns and they're 22 years old and drop them off somewhere, man, bad shit's going to happen. Especially if you kill one of their buddies. Right?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
36. I think removing the L1 test in person is a fail. Accountability and intelligence, getting help and looking up every answer. Out to the West Coast. I think I lost track with him, but early on in my career, we crossed paths and hung out, and super cool guy. But again, didn't work with him, or I wonder if he even remembers me. But yeah, he was a good guy and crazy story. Brooks Stillman, 5436. I think removing the L1 test in person is a fail. Accountability and intelligence, getting help and looking up every answer basically removes the point of having a test. Here's the deal. Email me, Brooke, dave@crossfit.com. I'll get you a link to take the fucking test, and you can tell me if it's a big fail after you do that. So hit me up, and I'll let you take the test online. And again, it's a test online with systems that are vetted by ANSI or ANSI equivalent accreditation services. So it's not as simple to cheat, I imagine, because of the accreditation. That's
who cares if you cheat? The whole point is to get out there and know the information.
Yeah.
So if you're cheating, then you're learning the information. High ground beef chips. Good evening, Josh. Sorry, go ahead. By the way, if you want to, Josh did an interview with Coffee Pods and Wads, a crazy wild interview.
I don't know if it was Josh. I think it was his partner.
Oh, Ginger, Joe, Brian,
Dylan, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Anyways, go pick up your high ground beef chips right now.
Harsh opinion: if Cale lied about his open scores or just his judge or location, he should be busted to private and forced to clean toilets to cover his West Point obligation. Probably you're right. Dylan. Oh, Dylan did the podcast.
Dylan, yeah, like you said. The ugly one.
Yeah. And by the way, if you do want the perfect, cleanest, healthiest, whole food chunk of protein, and you take your fucking body seriously, head on over there to High Ground Beef Chips. You will not be disappointed. And if you have kids, good luck keeping them from them. Basically chips, but just beef jerky. It's just crispy beef jerky with salt and cayenne pepper. Even my little sissy kids can don't eat, they love the cayenne. Was on the site today checking out those beef chips. Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah, delicious chips. It's nuts. And I've done a lot of different ones. I did Saladino's mixed. I did the heart and soil mixed ones that had organ meat in them. Oh, those weren't edible.
That sounds rough.
And then I've done liver chips too from someone else, like Carnivore MD or Carnelius or something. I couldn't do those either.
Mm.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Each batch, when you get it, you'll know. Each batch is like your mom made it. That's why it's fun. Like I tell my kids, like, you got to work hard. I got to see you put in 2 hours of grinding before I give you a bag of those.
You got to earn those chips.
Which sucks because they do that twice a day. All right, here we go.
It's behind it. So let me know. At Avera 9636. Dave, looking at men 55 to 59 semi-final heavy Isabel.
Yeah, so he fucked that dude up. That was pretty hardcore. Hey, fuck you. Yeah, that was a fuck you to the guy who ripped on the L1. Here we go. This is the Dave we want, right?
Yeah. He should, because honestly, too, like majority of the people say, oh, that test is the L1. It's not, you don't learn everything in a day. And it's like, no shit. And they have to have a test to get it accredited and to make sure you have some competency around the material at a basic level. So that way you could start your journey of coaching. And it states that several times in the L1, the red shirts talk about it all the time. Like, you got to get in thousands of reps, hundreds of hours for you to become worth a damn as a coach. And that you just can't replace that with a test.
8-ounce steak in each 2-ounce bag. Oh shit, I never knew that. Oh shit, am I in trouble? Am I in trouble? Oh, thank you. Wife doesn't come in here very often. I thought maybe something was crazy. Thank you. Does it smell like butthole or anything in here? Oh, he said always. Just a little sniff test. The old wifey. No wonder she didn't come in here. Yeah, leave it a crack. Let some of the ass scent come out. Leave. Thank you. Yeah, and it's good to see Dave like that, right? That's what we need. Not like, oh, thank you for your feedback. No, that's his fucking baby. Fuck you.
Yeah, and I think that they need to be like that. They need to have the whole entire like, hey, yeah, this is where we stand, and we're not going to budge off of it. And if you don't like it, cool, move on, bye, and then
suck
just keep
it or don't.
Yeah, not the sympathy oscillation.
Hey, fuck you to the guy who said that this is Dave's is better than listening to mine. Mine's good. It's good. Shit's tight.
For the athletes to not complete a single rep. This means half the field was eliminated from competition for being able to even participate in one of the 5 tests. Do you believe this was bad programming for this particular age group test? I have to believe that this, at the very least, was not your intent. So I think there was 300 athletes or so in the 55 to 59 that advanced, and half of them weren't able to do a rep of the weight. I would flip it and frame it so everyone who qualified was able to do a rep. So ultimately, there's a test of advancing the next level to the CrossFit Games from this test. And of those, everyone who advanced, I am assuming, are in that half that were able to get a rep. So we're definitely sending the right people. In terms of it being a good experience for everybody in that semifinal, I mean, probably those that didn't get a single rep are not happy.
What was the weight? 155 for those old fuckers?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think so.
So this dude's complaining.
Or 185? Was it 185? Anyways.
Someone's age groups are always crying. I agree. The adaptive cry less than the age group. The true adaptive are the age group. So some age group, the 55 and up guys, were saying that it was too heavy. Because only half the people were able to do it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Judy, did you pass the driving exam? Daniel, I don't think you're allowed to say that as a liberal. Oh shit,
that's wild, dude.
That was mean. Sorry, Daniel. I don't know. I brought a gun to a knife fight. Sorry. And I like it. The semifinal workouts don't need to be a good experience, do they?
No, and I think if 50% were able to do it, that's actually good. That's probably appropriate.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, if you had, and that's the way I look at it with like certain time caps, right? So you're trying to have like, you want to have the majority of the class finish, right? But you don't want to have it so generous that like everybody gets to go by. Nobody has that pressure really to push towards the end to finish under that cap. And yeah, I mean, sometimes half the class gets capped and they get frustrated about it. And it's like, well, half the people still made it through and get fitter, get stronger. Right?
I wonder what percentage of the individuals weren't able to finish the Isabel and the time cap at the 225 weight.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to know at the end of all of them too.
Barclay. Oh yeah, they haven't done it yet, right? Okay.
Like just all in the field. But yeah, and then if I look at that same example with the time cap, if my 2 fastest people were the only ones that made it and everybody else got capped, then I'm like, okay, yeah, that was inappropriate. Like we need to let's dial that back. And so yeah, 50%. That sounds right.
That would be really cool if the online qualifier threw Isabel in there.
At 225.
Yeah, just to match all the
consistency across
events.
all of them.
Yeah, of all the events, it'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right. Here we go.
But when you look at programming something specifically for the age groups and specifically as they get further down the line of older athletes, getting it right for everyone is really challenging. And here's why. When you look at the individuals, their ability level is really consolidated and tight in what people's potential are. As you get older, the ability levels of the individuals start spreading out. And there's some that are really good and then some that are not, even though they're all in the top 2%. And the total number of people in those groups is pretty small. Pretty much after, I think it's a 40 to 45, the number of people in each of those divisions starts tailing off significantly. So the ability disparity amongst those groups widens up. So getting it right for everybody, getting that weight right, we could have lowered it and everyone would have been able to do it. And then the top guys would have complained about the weight being too light. It's a balance. It's something we'll keep working on. It's something that I think is...
Yeah, before you complain, just remember that if you make it too light, there's going to be someone who complains it's too heavy. Just remember that. Every time you complain, there's someone else who says the opposite.
Will go away or decrease over the years as more and more people do this and more larger cohort has a similar ability level. Right now, the ability levels, specifically in the older divisions, is really wide. Again, the ability levels for the individuals is much tighter and much more consistent. Hey, Dave, I run a competition. I run the competition side at CrossFit Grandview in Columbus, Ohio. We would love to hold a semifinals type event like Mayhem. We have 24,000 square feet. We have nearly 700 members going through our facility. We are holding a competition called the Challenge on May 17th for the teams of 4 who didn't make semifinals this year. If you want to see what we can do with our space, email me, dave@crossfit.com. I'll link up with our team to put in consideration as an event. Sounds pretty cool.
Would that be for next year?
Yeah, for sure. But
Hey,
that's
so
cool.
Is there one spot left?
What do you mean?
If you add up like all the people that they've said who can qualify from these in-person events, and then there's the semifinal events that you do in your affiliate. Does that only take 29 women and 29 men, and there's one spot left?
Yeah, wasn't there like the last chance qualifier that was doing that or something?
I saw Barbell Spin said something about it like it was factual. They knew how it was going to be done, but then when I listened to the end, they said, "Well, we don't really know that." So there's still speculation. Is that just a huge mystery that's hanging out? Where's the last person going to come from?
Yeah, I guess so. I thought it was always the last chance qualifier, but now that you say that, then yeah, maybe they kept it ambiguous on purpose.
Yeah, Chase
says,
says
be an
yes.
invite. Wait, what?
There is a last chance. I mean, do we know that, or are we just like speculating? No, it's known. Oh, it's known. Okay,
there we go.
Oh, okay, all right. Not known by me.
Emma, hear me out. How can we trust that you didn't drug test 30 people and only announced the 19 that came negative? Is there some sort of proof that you only really tested 19? Thank you. So you think we tested 30 and then didn't, and then only announced 19, insinuating or suggesting that the other 21 failed. If we had 21 people fail,
11. Let me do that math for you, Dave. 19 minus 30 is 11. But I understand. Details.
We would not. I mean, who would the 21 people be besides those 19? Everyone else at the games, and then you're suggesting everyone else at the games that didn't pass we're protecting. That's not what happened here. There's no incentive for us to protect those athletes who potentially, by your assertion, failed. I think it's a ridiculous statement. Eddie.
But how do we know? But how do we know? How do we know? Hey guys, if we ever protected an athlete when I worked there, I would tell you. I swear on my kid's life. Kids, not just all of them. No athlete was ever protected except for that one that I told you about. And he was still booted out. We just didn't fuck him, which I respect. I don't want to fuck the military guys either. People are giving CrossFit a lot of credit to run these deep state conspiracies. They literally posted workouts by accident several times. Yeah. Great point, CrossFit. Listen, people used to treat us like we were like this mega corporation. They would say things about us, and it was like, hey, dude, the whole charm of CrossFit is that it was run by seat of the pants. Like we were sitting in a fucking school bus going 200 miles an hour down the road. We didn't ever fucking, like if we ran someone over, someone would be like, we ran someone over. We'd be like, whatever. Like we had a place to go. Like there's no resources to do anything like that. No, unless it was Rich or Josh. You're out of your fucking mind. They got it worse.
Yeah, they were under a microscope.
Rich got it worse. Yeah. That's just crazy. And CrossFit, you seem to know a lot, and that's crazy. I don't know if you're joking or not, but or Mao, Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Miss those days. Hiller made a Sevon doll. It doesn't even look like me. I'm so disappointed. Why wouldn't you? Can't you? I don't know how that app works, but can't you be like bigger nose? Like, can't you keep refining it?
I don't know. I don't know that specific one. It sounds just like a generator because they're all the same. So you probably just put in like things that it prompts you maybe.
I look like
I don't
that.
know.
I look like that one flow master who's a Metfix flow master now, Drakey something. He's a cool dude. That's who it looks like. It doesn't even look like me.
I didn't recognize that name.
Nose would have poked through the wrapping. Good point.
That would have been funny. Like if it pushed up against the plastic so you could see it like forming around.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Can you bend the package around his nose? Or just let it stick out? You know, some packages, they could have just cut a hole in the plastic there and let my nose come out.
Like you could squeeze it before you buy it?
Yeah. I didn't know what the boots were. Oh, yeah, and it made a little noise.
Mm-hmm. Bam. Bam.
I love Meredith Root. Every time you squeeze it. Hey, what were the shoes?
I don't know. The boots?
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering too.
ChatGPT, what's a Navy SEAL breacher? Provide summary of bullet points of what makes a good breacher. Good. Like he blew holes in walls.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's the first guy that runs up and sticks the dynamite on the old C4 on the door, and then he waits, and the other dude taps him on the head, and then he goes, boom. Duh, haven't you seen any of the movies?
And then you say, come in.
Eddie, not 4951. Hope you're well. It may be a bit early to say, but I was just wondering if there are likely any commitments to continue the 2025 game season in the following years under the new owners, whoever they may be. As many have mentioned, consistency in season structure remains a key request from the community. It would be great if part of the transition from the current to the new owners included a commitment to maintaining that season consistency for both the community and athletes. Here's a good answer to that. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea who's going to own this. I have no idea what they're going to want to do with the sport. And so for me to sit here and say, yes, you're going to have consistency in the season, will look the same next year. Yeah, who knows? I was talking to someone else and they asked something similar. They said, well, with the new ownership or with the potential new ownership, do you think there'll be more of an emphasis on games media in the game season? And again, it's like, we don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's going to own this. I don't know who's going to buy this. There could be 100 different directions it goes with new ownership. So no clue.
None of them good. Do you have any updates on ownership?
Tune in tomorrow to find out. No, I don't know. I got nothing.
All right. I don't have a guest tomorrow, right?
No, you don't.
Oh, that's awesome. And it looks like is it Darren Hunsucker coming on Friday?
Friday, yeah. I just saw that before I was jumping on here.
I don't know. I'll recommend me five.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Space. They email me, Dave at CrossFit. It's the 19 that came negative. 21 people that did. Structure remains. I have no idea who's going to own this.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, like, his reaction to this is very interesting, isn't it? Like, I don't know. It teeters on.
How do you play it if you're Dave? Let me ask you this. He says, fuck you, I'll send you an L1. He's saying, fuck, I don't know. He seems looser than he's ever been, you know.
Yeah.
Like, if you were selling the company now, should he be on his best behavior? Should he be wearing a suit and tie now? Or is he like, fuck it, whatever, guys? Like, I don't give a fuck. He's like more like an I don't give a fuck mode.
Yeah, it's interesting because I imagine if he thinks back to the first time the company was sold, and I imagine as you guys went through that deal, you probably didn't have a ton of information, or maybe you did versus like Dave or whatever, but you probably felt like you were more in the loop a little bit on what was happening as it was being sold than Dave will be right now. And when I worked at Chevy's up here in Livermore, I remember when they closed that, you just showed up on Tuesday and the manager, general manager was standing behind the host desk and you're like, hey, and they're like, hey, here's your check. And you're like, what's happening? They're like, our store's closed. That's it. You just turn around and walk out. The store's closed. It's done. It's packaged up. So, you know, that may be a possibility for Dave and the rest of the people at HQ, or it may go completely the other end of the spectrum. And I think what we're seeing here is, and I was going to ask you what you think, knowing him a little much more closely than I do, is like he's kind of like laughing about it, and he just seems like, fuck it, like what am I even supposed to do? Like I don't even know at this point. So we're all along for this ride. You want me to give you answers? I don't even know what's happening. Imagine me. Like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it.
You know, everyone thinks their shit's the worst, but I had no fucking clue what was going on. All I was told over and over is that Eric Rose is a great guy and he fucking gets it and he's an affiliate owner, and that this guy Andrew Weinstein, who was going to be running media, was fucking awesome and so smart and so cool.
That didn't age well.
And then the first day, the first media meeting we had, I was completely ignored, and Jonathan Haynes was like, they spoke to him like he was in charge. It was bizarre to me. And then the day that COVID allowed, the COVID regulations that allowed you to fire people dropped in the state of California. They fired me, my wife, Greg's sister. And what's interesting is right before, like a few months before Greg sold the company, they cut my pay significantly by like a third. And so when I got my severance check, it was like significantly less than what I probably deserved. And it said I'd only worked there 9 years when I worked there 11 years. But I didn't complain about any of it. I didn't fight. I didn't argue. I just was like, I'm out. Peace out.
Yeah.
And then we all know what happened from there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think Dave knows shit. I don't think he knew shit at the time. I like when a company sells like this, there's people maybe it's like this in the real world. Maybe I've never had a real job, so I don't know. But when I worked at CrossFit, you could work. You never had to spend an ounce of energy trying to keep your job.
Mm-hmm.
And now, since 2018, since 2 years before Greg sold the company, the entire place has been just like fucking, you're just bracing for getting fired all the time.
Yep.
And so it's a vicious Game of Thrones there, and that's just what it is there, and it's been that way since 2018 for every single person. They have a inordinate. I don't know if that's the right word, but a amount of survival mode to be in that's not commensurate of what a successful company looks like. It's like what you and I were saying recently.
Yeah.
If you have people who are working for your company who are doing it for money and you're a startup, you're fucked.
Yep.
You are fucked.
Yep.
Every person who's working a job for money, you now don't have an A team company. You need people who are like, well, they're doing it for money. Maybe I'm mischaracterizing that. You don't want people who are complacent. Like we had one rich guy who worked at CrossFit in the beginning. He was the fucking weakest link.
Yeah.
He was fucking filthy rich. He took Saturdays and Sundays off.
Yeah, he wasn't hungry for it.
Yeah.
Didn't care as much. Wasn't passionate about it. Didn't need it.
And I assume that Dave is Dave's never been he's always full throttle.
Yeah, it's his personality, right? Like if he's in something committed.
Like what you said. Yeah, and he has ownership.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think I don't think you could count on one hand how many people feel ownership. You know how you feel ownership of the podcast? Mm-hmm. Taylor and JR feel ownership of the, like everyone feels it. Like everyone feels ownership. But even Taylor called me today. He's like, "Hey, dude, I fucking want to protect the fucking money. I shouldn't have fucking said that." Like he's going off on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, let me hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear that fire.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like everyone needs to have fucking ownership. I want the biggest fucking egos. I want failure would make it so you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, it's not an option.
Yeah, not an option.
No idea what they're going to want to do with the sport. And so for me to sit here and say, yes, you're going to have consistency and the season will look the same next year. Yeah, who knows? I was talking to someone else and they asked something similar. They said, well, with the new ownership or with the potential new ownership, do you think there'll be more of an emphasis on games media in the game season? And again, it's like, we don't know. I don't know who's going to own this. I don't know who's going to buy this. There could be 100 different directions it goes with new ownership. So no clue. I don't know. I'll recommend, if they want my recommendation, I'll recommend we continue with this new season. I mean, I think we should do the new season, and we have ways to evolve it to include maybe playing with some of the percentages a little. For
I'm tripping also because I don't know who the players are, but I'm tripping that there was this rumor out there that Daniel Chaffee would be CEO, and then there's this rumor that Rich will be CEO. But in my mind, it was coming from the same ownership. So like I thought it was from the guy who was making the same bid. I don't know if I had that right or wrong, but yeah, it's a clusterfuck. Like my understanding of what's going on right now. So
maybe 2 to 4% or 5%. Also, what we're doing with the qualifiers, like at Mayhem for individuals, expanding that with a few opportunities for age groups and teams. So meaning you could do age group and teams online, but also there's like maybe a couple events, just like the individual path, where they're given spots to the games. So that's kind of like an expression or an evolution of the current design, which I think is really good. But also someone who buys it might not think that. At Gymming at Home Fitness Adapt 2991. We are yet to see any of the out-of-season testing results. So check out last week's. I talked about that. 2 months before the season. 2 months before the season starts is not actually out of season. 2 months before the season starts. So he's saying the tests that we did at the beginning of the year are not out of season. Dopers usually get off 3 to 4 months before the season starts. Here's what I'll say: it's out of the season because it's So you're suggesting 3 to 4 months before. So if we started testing and you're saying the season starts in February, we should have tested in November. This year we didn't test in November, but many years we have. I don't think a lot of athletes. We've been kind of inconsistently consistent with when we test. So I don't even think athletes expected us to test in January or February of this year at all. So there could be a strong argument made that January, February, March is out of season because there's been years where we've only tested at the in-person events, and those are much later. So call it May.
Did Wadapalooza test? Did Rogue?
I don't know. No, Rogue I don't think tests. It's an expedition, so I don't think they care to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like, why? Okay, whatever,
Plus they got a whole class. They got a trans. What do you call a man? What do you call a woman who's a man? Is that a trans man?
What do I? Huh?
if you're a girl,
yes,
you turn into a man. Like if you're a girl and you turn into a man,
okay.
Are you a trans man or a trans woman?
Socially or biologically?
Like just if I was reporting on the news, if I was like trans man was seen saving a child from a burning building. Is a trans man a biological woman?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So it would be weird for Rogue to test because they have the only really inclusive competition. They have a trans man competition. The strong woman is really a trans man competition.
Yeah, they ain't testing shit.
I don't want to be inappropriate or get in trouble. I'm going to look up the definition of trans man. Trans man is a person who's assigned female at birth. Okay, yeah. So they have that trans man division.
Okay. Well, awesome.
Trans men are not a third gender. But Google's a mess.
It's not a third gender. So what does that make it? It's just a.
Oh my God, Sevi, they could beat you up. I fully understand that.
Yeah, but we're not talking about them beating us up or not. We're talking about how to.
I have 2 brand new Borbles and a fucking a safe full of guns.
You got that new Borble?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. 2's better than 1. I think 2, 1 grabs you from each end and rips you apart.
2 will fuck you up.
Yeah, when I had 2 Great Danes or 3 Great Danes, that's what they would do if they got in a fight with a dog. That one would grab the head and one would grab the hindquarters. They would try to pull you apart.
Jeez.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
It's bedtime.
Buenas noches.
Fire up the vibrator.
Okay.
Dogs are pack animals.
and then obviously the games in July, August. So you could view this, if you're an athlete thinking we're not testing this year, as out of season. Any word on the
Basically, he fucked up.
Yeah, because he even caught himself. He's like, and then that would be we talking November. I mean, we tested November. Yeah, we've tested in November in the past. I think he realized in that statement. He's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, this is the year of this is the year of do drugs.
Fuck it. Let them all do drugs. Who cares? You care?
No,
I don't give a shit.
no. I don't like putting people in a situation where they have to lie.
Or specifically, if
and I enjoy the trans man competition. I'm not a bigot like John Young. John Young's not a bigot, by the way. I'm just joking. I'm not closed-minded like John. I'm more eclectic in my tastes. As long as the clit is less than 4 inches, I'm cool.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't. Shave, and I'm cool. I'm cool with trans. I'm cool with trans men and trans women.
A needle scare me. So.
Well, there you go.
If when it opens back up, will it look like the practical version or will it be a test? It's going to look very different when it opens back up. It's not going to look like the current test or the practical version, but hopefully we'll have some more word on that.
Sorry, I don't even know what he's talking about. I guess start over.
And then obviously the games in July, August. So you could view this, if you're an athlete thinking we're not testing this year, as out of season. Any word on the L4, specifically if when it opens back up, will it look like the practical version or will it be a test? It's going to look very different when it opens back up. It's not going to look like the current test or the.
Oh, that's the thing that Taylor was training for with the poor lad that killed himself, the L4, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
Practical version.
So that hasn't been available for a while?
No, they stopped it for a little bit to do whatever they're doing here. A revamp.
All right.
But hopefully we'll have some more word on that shortly.
Taylor was showing concern that it was going to be too easy. He wants to be like part of a group where it's like 1 in 50 fail. I mean, 1 in 50 pass.
Like buds. L4's buds.
He wanted it to be so hard.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good evolution of what we're doing and good for all level 3s who want to level up and take the level 4.
Wilson's taking his level 3 next week.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. That's the week in review. Thanks. Leave your comments in this comment section and I'll try to get to them next week.
All right. TDCmercantile.com. TDCmercantile.com. I don't care if they let them do drugs because I think the majority does already. Oh, you do? Okay. I don't think they do. Except for Pat Vellner. For some reason, I believe he was always clean. Fair enough.
I agree with that too. For some reason, I don't have anything to base that off of.
Because of his physique or his personality or?
Yeah, maybe just his personality. Like he's always kind of too cool for school. So I think like if he got caught using performance enhancing drugs, it would just harm his ego too much. Like he was taking it too seriously. So for those reasons, I'm in.
Castro needs to make trucker hats. Susan, are you on that?
No. I'm not. He still owes me for my first invoice.
Oh. I should sell frisbees. Sell on podcast frisbees.
Dude, you should do like a little starter pack of like frisbees and a hacky sack. You know?
Yeah, I should sell frisbees.
You should sell a subscription box. And we just put all sorts of whatever you're into that month just into the box. Maybe it's ropes because you're into tying knots. Maybe it's grips because you're throwing grips. Maybe it's warmers because you're doing warmers. Maybe it's chocolate dicks. Who knows?
A gift box, a Sevon podcast gift box.
Just the collection of shit you're into.
Is that gift box guy still around? Who is the gift box guy?
I forgot his name, but
what was the name of his gift box?
I think it was called Gaines. Gaines.
Yeah, Gaines.
Yeah.
Box.
The issue with that was like collecting a lot of those things all the time meant essentially like he was framing that business model as advertisement for those companies, not as I buy your product, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was going to like cost more than it would potentially to return then.
That was a tough business he was in.
That is. There was a lot of subscription stuff like because you had like a Dollar Shave Club and then what is it, like Butcher's Box that were just like incredibly successful. And so there was a lot of that subscription box model that came after those two things.
You couldn't handle a chocolate dick, Sevy. Sevi could call it the gayness box. Frisbees, knots, and long johns.
That would be a month. See, Travis is into it. You know.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Remember, head on over, hit the QR code for Wodify right up there. Save $400. Use code. Use a code. You got to use a code. Oh,
no, just your landing page. No code.
Oh.
They just go to that, use that QR code, and that takes you right to. You got a landing page.
And then CA Peptides. All the cool kids are doing them. Paper Street Coffee, if you want to get high. Also, Paper Street Coffee is discontinuing 3 of their blends unless you have a subscription for it. So if I don't know which 3 they are, but I saw it on Gabe's Instagram. So if you have a favorite coffee, go over and get your subscription now. And then, of course, BirthFit. Oh, that's over there.
For all your parenting needs.
They are having a coaches course, a new coaches course. They're only accepting 200 people. Those fill up fast. So sign up there if you want to know the ins and outs. I think it's 13 modules on how to train and work with women who are either getting ready to take the cock, have taken the cock, or birthed a baby. Then of course, head over to Vindicate so you can get your Syndicate shirts, Syndicate Sevon podcast shirts. They're crazy cool. They're yellow. They're the best colors we've ever had for a shirt. And head over to DocSpartan.com. Get your Matuthian. You better just have your credit card out and just go wild. Freeze this page and just go spend money.
Cinnamon flavor.
Yeah. Hey, I have a bunch of holy balls here I've been hiding from my kids. Are they going to sponsor us again?
Yeah, next Saturday.
Oh, they are?
This Saturday. Cale Taylor.
Oh, for Cale Taylor? Okay.
Yep.
They got them over here during the show when they sponsor, but my kids are like, where are the holy balls?
Everybody should also go follow Holy Ball's Instagram account. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff posted that very soon here. I
snuck into the UC Berkeley football stadium one year, and I threw a frisbee, not a gay frisbee, but a heterosexual frisbee, 175-gram Discraft, not a frisbee golf one, from one end zone out the other end zone.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I'm probably at 52 or 53 years old, whatever I am. I have the greatest frisbee arm in the world. I say that with peace and love. All right, guys. Thank you, Sousa. See you guys tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Love you guys. Bye-bye.